Welcome to another edition of Big Scott 35 Cards, where today we're going to look at some Mailday graphs, a couple of pack breaks I did vintage, and also in the Mailday is PSA graded cards, including some Pokemon. Let's see if I caught them all. And welcome to another edition of Big Scott 35 Cards. Today we're going to be doing mail, mainly a small PSA order I got back, and it's going to be a little different. As you can see, I say Big Scott 35 Cards because every once in a while I have something other than just sports cards. Today, me and a friend of mine, a buddy of mine from work, him and his son collect Pokemon together. And so he has been breaking in and getting some great cards from what he tells me. I really don't know. I'm kind of learning through him. I know nothing about Pokemon itself. I don't know none of the characters. But it's pretty much along the same lines of any other collecting. So he knows what the short prints and he's been since he got started into it here. He got it, and it's a cool story because uh, his brother's wife gave him a book of her cards from when she was a kid because she knew his son was getting into Pokemon, and them two going through it together kind of got him started on this journey. So it's just not sports cards; it's a little bit of everything. So I mean, that's what him and his son do together, and they seem to really enjoy it. So that's fantastic. So I told him I got in, I grade cards, get cards graded. So he threw some in, and it's really been working out. We're gonna go over some of those today. So that's a little backstory on why I have the Pokemon. I also collect other stuff too, like Star Wars cards. I used to do WWE, but I've completely cut ties with watching them, collecting, buying anything of them for some personal reasons I don't agree with, and I do like I'll pick up some Walking Dead or some other TV shows. Just I got some Big Bang Theory cards. I have a little. I just to pick up something different. So now that being said, let's go over some things that I've gotten since the last mail day. Start off with non-mail day. It's just a couple of packs that I open. Just you know, bored. I usually open up about 1 or 2 packs a day. I got vintage boxes, which you've seen me open on here. Uh, but this is from the '89 Upper Deck, and you know why you got an '89? You're looking for the Ken Griffey, but there are some other uh, pretty good and Hall of Fame rookies: Randy Johnson, Craig Biggio, and this All Star here, Gary Sheffield rookie card. So I will be sending that in to get graded eventually. Put that in my stack to be graded. I did get to Craig Biggio. I got both of them in the same pack actually. So that was a really good pack. I'm gonna do something like the glare in here. Sorry. And then I opened up some '89 Fleer, which I have quite a bit of. They have Gary Carter on the box, so whenever my local car shop gets '89 Fleer boxes in, he usually grabs them and holds on to them. So the first one is John Smoltz rookie, which a lot of people may know him now as an announcer, a very good announcer. But he is a Hall of Fame World Series. I think he might be even the World Series MVP. Uh, Very good pitcher back when the Braves were dominating the National League East. And Ken Griffey Jr. I did get a nice, fresh out of the package, nice, crisp Ken Griffey. So can't tell if that's really focusing in, or for some reason my lighting is not great today. All right. So, and I did get into a couple of breaks in the last few weeks, which I'm kind of going to start slowing down all that because there's a couple of bigger card shows that I'm saving up for. One to end the season out for this year, and then trying to get ready for the season next year. So I'm going to just start picking up some stuff here and there. Just if I could get a couple of steals on eBay where I get in cheap, then I'll do it. But kind of when I got some higher end stuff this time. But this is some of the lower end stuff that I got in. Again with Hobby Legends. He sent me hobby packs again. I opened them already. Didn't get any hits, but I did get some nice numbered cards. Nothing great. But again, that's awesome. He does that. Packaged well. Sleeve, team bags. But anyway, I got into the Topps update for a bunch of Mets players. It was I forget how many cases it was if I look at the paperwork. Let's see here. I got, this was a 60 box player break. 60 boxes. So I had Luis Guillaume and Gerson Batista, and I got 2 team packs of them together, which I'm not going to bore you by opening those up, going through them. Same thing, I had a PJ Cologne and a Corey Oswald. Pitchers, big stack. Pretty much I just went through this when I was trying to get the Mets players. So that way I wouldn't have to, buy boxes of the update. I'm not a big update fan of any of the Topps, just retail. All right, sorry about that. It's going to be a slight edit line in there because I had a little technical difficulty. I'm trying to keep my energy up here because I'm really excited about showing you these PSA cards later. Let's see here. Next off was just the Garrison Batista cards. I believe these are like some of the chrome or ones he just couldn't get into this pack of the same dude. So I got plenty of Mets guys here out of this break. Let's see. Juan Lagares, which he played with them years ago. And I don't know if he left and came back or no. He's always been with the Mets, but I think he just was in the minor leagues, so that's why it wasn't in the regular series. And in the trade, they got Devin Mesoraco, and I got 2 stacks of him. So nothing great out of that so far. But here's my hits. Here's my Juan Lagares. I haven't not opened these, so I'm just going to open them with y'all to see if there's anything other than just the chrome hits in it, or refractors, I should say, not chrome. Oh, I did get a couple of numbered cards. So this one is just a refractor. That's what I wanted to look. This one I already had, oddly enough, and it's numbered to 76. So, and then this is the gold, which is going to be 218. So nice, got some color there, some numbers, and then Devin Mesoraco. I got the gold out of 2018, number 2. Usually gold parallels for Topps, their base series, like Series 1, Series 2, they'll have a gold. and it's always numbered to the year of that card. So next year when they come out, they'll be to 2019. That's how that works. It's kind of cool that way. Easy to keep up with. And here's this Garrison Batista. I think I just got two. Yeah, I just got two refractors from him. Which I like refractors. Refractors are nice. Sometimes they're hard to hit from guys that are name players. A lot of times you'll see what they're numbered to. You can find them somewhere. And then I got the gold parallel to 2018, which is bigger for the Luis Gilmore. And then I got the refractor. Nice. And then I got one of the one gold parallel of the PJ Cologne and Corey Oswald. So I did pretty good with the refractors. Before I get too far, I did get some other guys that weren't in. The only way you could get their card was inserts, and I did get the bids. There were low bids, but I love, y'all know I love inserts, so I got a whole stack of them. Ahmad Rosario, and you can see how hard it is. That's a 60-box case, and that's all the inserts I got for it. So it's not, you know, not loaded with it. Again, I don't know if he made a mistake, because I know I got the Clemente, but I saw on the back he put in some Hornus Wagner's Don't Blink cards, and I don't know if it's because nobody else that wasn't in sales or what. Again, you can see 60. That's all I got out of that. And the Hornus Wagner, which I didn't bid for, so I don't know if he just added those in or what. Because I'm not the only one that buys a lot from this guy. You'll see the same guys when you watch the breaks on YouTube. In the chat, and then I got Rock Crew. I really like Rock Crew. And a twin, so I'll probably give one of these cards to my buddy at work. We got a nice little stack of those. And then I did Cespedes, which only got like 2 or 3 of the international. And again, with those players, you can only get the inserts. So, but I wanted to stop and show you those because I did get a chrome parallel or a refractor parallel of Rockaroo. And this looks like the blue. No, it's just it's going to be a refractor as well of the Roberto Clemente. And I love Roberto Clemente. Hearing my dad tell stories of him and reading a couple of books on him. And I never got to see him, and watching the Ken Burns 8-inning or 10-innings movie. He had a big part of Roberto Clemente, and I just, for never watching him play, he really meant a lot to me in the sport because he kind of transcended the sport in a good way. Great humanitarian. That's how he passed, was in a plane crash going to help victims of a hurricane. And it's a very, very good man. And how he practiced like he was one of the best players in baseball, but he practiced like he was still a minor leaguer trying to make it. So that really impressed me. Just hearing the stories. That's one of those when you learn the history of the game. The next thing is the Topps. What was this called? The Topps. Going blank here. Let's see. High Tech. Top High Tech. This was just a one-case break. And I got the Mets. So I have not looked at these, like I said. So I'm going to look at them. We're going to look at them together. And that's the look you can see through them. And you can see they got different designs. And some of the designs are shorter prints than the others. So you kind of have to look them up see what designs. I know some of them are hard to get. He's really good at knowing which ones, and he will sleeve them up a lot of times. Sorry, my OCD kicking in. Uh, so that's what those are. Really like those cards. I like that high-tech design. Kind of want to buy a box. You only get one pack in a box, but it's kind of worth it. You get two hits in a box, and they're not overly expensive for that. I think it's 30 cards in the pack. Tomas Nido, numbered to 99. Now, like I said, I have not looked at these. Oh, Daryl Strawberry hit. Wow. I forgot I had that in there, and I watched the break. So Daryl Strawberry, that makes 2 or 3 autos I've got of him this year. I got the gold label. Dominic Smith to 99. Dominic Smith orange. What is this called? Rookie X Factors, I think they're called. To 99. And I don't know if you can really see the colors, man, but it's really nice when you move it just ever so slightly. Nora Syndergaard, super short print, 25. Very nice, 13 of 25. Dominic Smith to 150. At the beginning of the year, I was getting Dominic Smith in every pack. But here lately, it's kind of slowed down, but here we go again. And then Jacob deGrom out of 150. And I really like these cards. So I did get the Daryl Strawberry hit, so that's not, I'll take that. And the numbered cards. Numbered cards are good. You can't slouch on the numbered cards. And then when people are looking for those rainbows and stuff, and I did get into a high-end, super high-end break. And I'll tell you how much I paid for it, just so you'll know how it was a case of Flawless, which is 2 boxes. Each box has, I think, 10 cards. So there's only 20 cards in the break. And I'm kind of putting myself out on a limb on this one. Oh, I don't even have how much I paid on here. I can't remember. I think it was either $50, $60 for this break. It was up there. But anyway, it's just got the packing list. It's Panini Flawless, and it's nothing but hits. Every card's a hit. It's super high end. The cards are low numbered cards, and I did get 2 hits out of it. So to me, I at least got my money back. Probably not the 2 best hits in the world. One was good. The other one is one I got a ton of this year. So the first one is out of 20, 12 of 20, Cespedes on card auto. Panini Flawless, 2018. Very nice. And if you ain't never seen these broke, you might want to go online, look them up. 2018 Panini Flawless. They come in these metal cases. It's a very nice product. Flawless started this a few years back. I bought a box the first year I believe it came out, and it was a ridiculous price. I won't do it again, but I did it once, and that was enough for me. And then here's my other hit out of it, out of 20. And like I said, nice short prints, very nice patch, rookie patch auto of Ahmad Rosario. And I mean, look at that patch on there. Was that a 3-color? Almost got a 4th down there. Got maybe a little pinstripe in there. Can't tell, but man. Very nice. 18 of 20. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of, these cards, I've been wanting to show you guys these 2. These were very nice. I'm glad I got in that break. It was very, very well worth it. Very well worth it. Well, here we go. We got to the point now where we're going to get into the PSA graded cards. And Just to let you know why I do it, you could get very basic cards, especially the what quote unquote junk era cards, and if they're rookies or the bigger name players, that's why I've been breaking them. If you get them PSA graded and they're high grades and it's not a very high population of that card, you'll get very good dollar amount out of it. As you know, I'm not big into selling. I'm more in collecting, so it does it just help. I like it. That's why I started with the big names, and I was like, what am I doing? So I crossed over and started getting my PCs, my personal collection graded. I want to do, and you'll see I got nothing but Gary Carter's for my collection graded in this one because I'm working on a wall display of Gary Carter. He's my favorite player. If you don't know who that is, he was an Expos catcher, traded to the Mets. Then he was the Mets World Series catcher back in '86 on that team. And then after that, he played for several Dodgers, Giants. I think he might have went back for the Expos for one season. But he was my favorite player. I caught growing up, loved catching. So, and it's kind of hard to explain why Gary Carter. Johnny Bench was before him, and then once Johnny Bench retired, I kind of had to go with somebody else. And I know the Expos was really good at that time with Rock Reigns and Andre Dawson, because I love all those guys too. Tim Tuffle before he went to the Mets. So I was really excited about that team, and they were in the playoffs. So I think that's the reason why I kind of jumped on the bandwagon. As a little kid, you get on the bandwagon. But anyway, we're going to start off with my man's Pokemon cards. And I know nothing about them, but even when I saw them, when he gave them to me to get them graded, I was like, wow, these are pretty cards. I mean, I see why little kids like to get their hands on them, because they're very eye appealing. This is a Pokemon Sun and Moon Necrozma GX Forbidden Light Mint 9. And I believe this might be one of his lower ones graded. And I couldn't tell you why it's a 9. But man, very nice card. Very nice. Next is another 9. 2018 Pokemon Sun and Moon Ultra. Same dude, I guess. Forbidden Light. And this is, I don't know what the difference is. There's little different letters up at the top. Mint 9. And I tried to get him to, I was jokingly telling him he need to do it with me so he can explain it better than I do, because he could probably tell you now that he's been really researching the background of it, but I cannot. It's very confusing to me. There's a bunch of different things out there. I was going to pick him up a box for him and his son, and there's just too much. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. He won't even focus on it. My camera don't know what it's looking at. This is a Gem Mint 10 Pokemon Sun and Moon Metagross GX Guardians Rising 2017. And like I said, look at the colors, man. The pop on that. I would call that a refractor style. I don't know what they call it, but man, or even chrome. And that's just a base card. I know Charizard is one of the top ones out there. I guess that's the one that everybody wants, is a Charizard. This is a Pokemon Rocket Dark Charizard Mint 9. I know the Charizards is what he was looking for. Hopefully he'll watch this video today and maybe make some comments underneath of it for people. Pokemon XY 2016 Ninetales Break Evolutions GM Mint 10. We're going to get back to some baseball, but got some of these. These are pretty cards. I can't get over it. 2018 Pokemon Sun and Moon. Lucario GX, Forbidden Light Secret, GM Mint 10. Man, that's a... I don't know. I guess that's like a refractor or chrome. Man, that's... Gosh. I just... They whoever created this was smart. Put a lot of colors, make it shiny, and sell it for the kids. And then, of course, when they started with something, you buy them as kids, you grow up with it. Just like baseball cards, you want to keep going with it. 2016 Pokemon XY Breakpoint secret print. Does anybody actually play the card game? I know the video games are, but I think people just collect the cards now. That's a Gem Mint 10. I think this is one of the big ones he was looking for. 2016 Pokemon XY F.A. / Charizard X Evolutions. Sorry about that. That's my phone. Gem Mint 10. Wow, that's a pretty card. Really pretty. And then that's it for the Pokemon. We're going to get into the baseball. So now we're going to get to the baseball. This next one I'm going to do is one I picked up at the National. I was at this booth. This guy had a couple of, I'm always looking for Gary Carter. I just gave a swill by Gary Carter. I'm always looking for his rookies. I've been looking for his mini. I got a mini, but I know it's not going to be a high graded. I just have it for my collection. I'm not going to get that one graded. But this one was in a box for like $2 or $5, and he was selling other ones that were 6, 7 grade, 8 graded for hundreds of dollars. So I picked it up and I was like, so what's the difference? And you couldn't really eyeball it. And he said, well, this is a lower grade. Well, it was in raw condition. So I made sure when I bought it, I was going to get it graded. Now I knew it wouldn't be a great grade, but it's still a collector's grade in 1975. I have a 6. Now I got a 5 of this card. Excellent 5. So it's one of those things where you kind of wonder sometimes what they're doing. How do you have a couple of different raw ones and you decide, get them PS grade? I could have got one of those other ones that were raw and got the same grade out of it. I don't quite understand. And then here, I didn't have the greatest grades, but most of my cards are going to be 80s or 70s. So they're still collector's grades, so it's not bad. But I'll try to get some upgraded cards to this. I'm going to send out a message to a guy that does a lot of this to see what I can do to get better grades. Near Mint 7, 1986 Don Ross. And the corners are with that, when you got blue border, black border cards, you can see right there you got a little white on the corners. And, when I sent those in, A, I'm still learning, and B, man, they show up a lot better when you put it in these cases. You're really looking at those. The top two look really good. What I was looking for was not to be rounded. I wanted them sharp corners because that's the first thing. And then the centering. But the corners seem to be the most important, and then unless something's way miscentered. I was really happy with this one. A Fleer, 1987 Fleer Baseball All-Stars. This is one of those that you bought like a little box set of the whole set of like Kmart or Nichols, if you were old enough to be around when Nichols were around, and Woolworths, in their toy section a lot of times. And I remember that card. I picked that up at either a show or online. I pick up a lot of Gary Carter lots. Near Mint to Mint 8 on this 89 Fleer, which disappointing because I know I picked this up right out of a pack and put it in. So again, it's got gray borders. I don't, on the back, I guess it's a little ding on the corners. You know, when it's like that, gosh, what are they looking at, you know? And I know 80s and 70s. Another one I was a little disappointed, but after they put it in this, again, I can see one of the issues right now, near Mint 7, 1990 Don Ross, which I believe this one came out of my collection. You see right there on that corner. So I'm going slow, but I'm trying to learn together. If we can get that to focus in, look at that little ding right there on the corner. And that's what I'm talking about. That little white right there is enough to give it a ding. Both corners. Both corners. Look at that. So one corner was good. That's, man. But man, I'll take it. It's still a collector's in a, 1997. Take it. Not as good as those Frank Thomas's that I sent in. Another 1987 Don Ross. But again, black border. And I knew when I sent this one in, but it was the best one I had at the time. If we can get that to focus in. If you can look right there, you'll see the white in this bed. Anytime you have a dark border, you'll see chipping. It's real tough. You see right there on the top. They're real tough. And who I learned that from is a guy on YouTube named Mike O. If you're, man, he's really good at explaining. And since I've started watching him, he sends in, he just had a huge 300 and some cards sitting back. He really knows what he's doing. And just watching his videos, and I don't even know if he's trying to teach, but I've learned from watching him. And this one, 1986. This one looked worse than that last one, but I got a 7 out of this one too as well. Donruss 86. And you can really, again, colored borders. You can see the white on the sides. And this one I knew, again, I wasn't going to get graded, but man, I had never seen this card before. Picked it up in a lot off of eBay. Man, and y'all know I like the oddball stuff, and I guess if it's perforated, so if they would have kept this together with whatever cards it was attached to or packaging it was attached to, where you don't have that perforated edge, you could get a mint. But everyone after I looked this up and saw, it's not a high population, but I've seen enough where every one of them are 6s, 5, 6s. But it's 87 M&M's card. And again, never saw that till I got that one. Very nice. 84 Donruss, near mint to mint 8. If I have to guess, it's probably a color issue on this one because I've seen them brighter, and this one's a little dull. A little yellowish on the back. But I like those 84 Donruss cards. I love Donruss, old Donruss cards. Them and Fleer. Topps just doesn't change their pattern enough for me. It's kind of the same, almost the same layout. They change a little bit here and there. Expos, Drake's big hitter, Drake's coffee cake card. I have seen these in the past in the early 80s cards. You get them. I don't think you got them out of Drake's boxes. I think you sent in to get the cards. You would like collect points, send them in. I've never seen a Drake coffee cake in my life. I think they're in the Northeast, from my understanding, but that's where that one came from. And I want to say Donruss does this. Nope, it's a Topps card. Yeah, so Topps makes them for them. I think they made 1 or 2 years of those. This is going to be a 78 Topps 5. I was a little disappointed in it being a 5. I can't tell you, even start to tell you why it's a 5. I can tell you the 75 was beat up, but this one looked nice. I mean, I I was a little confused with that one. That's one that I kind of want to somebody more experienced to take a look at, because that kind of one, focus in, boy, that was a little demoralizing on that one. And this one looked worse, and I got a 7, near mint 7, 1979 Topps. And this one, look, the corners, you could, I mean, when I sent that in, I knew it was beat up. I was just hoping to get a 5 or 6, and I got a 7, which, man, that's great for that card. I'm just confused. A 7, I was kind of hoping to get an 8 off of this one. 1980 Topps. And what I'm trying to do is start with all the Topps cards, is base Topps cards, get those graded, and then work it from there. Come on, focus, boy. I've always liked that card. If I had to guess, that was probably like a sliding catch on a foul ball or something like that. Really good at his position, and he could hit. This one was misaligned, and I knew it, but it was. I was trying to get my 80s cards graded, so I have graded once and then work from there. So this is a 5, which I'm not upset with, but you compare that 5 where you can see it offline to this 5, and I mean, the corner's banged up. I mean, this card just looks banged up compared to this one. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm lost on that. Another. Oh, no. I show you the same cards. I was like, wait a minute. Another. What did I do here? 77, which to me, again, more banged up than that other 5. If you look at the top corners. You got above the E is miscoloration, and this is a 6. I'm lost. I'm lost, PSA. I wish when you look at your, they give you a description online, and they'll tell you like very brief why it's that way. And I'll show you one that didn't get graded, and I'm disappointed in it. Why it didn't get graded, because I pulled it straight out of the pack. But this is the last one, not a Gary Carter, but one of my Johnny Benches, which 1969, excellent mint 6. So I'm very happy with that. With the Topps All-Star, and there's a large group of people out there that collect these cards with that trophy on it. And for a while, Topps stopped putting the trophy on. Now they put it back on, and man, it's a pretty big group out there that collect those cards. It's not the rookie card; it's the second-year card. You see that, and you know right then it's a second-year card. It's there from the rookie first year playing. So that's it for my cards. This one here, they said was miscut, and I was excited, and I pulled this straight from a pack, put it in a sleeve. I think it might have showed it to you guys when I did it, and put it in, and it says it's miscut, and you can see right there. I guess that's what they're talking about. Now if that's the case, I might have one other one coming back later, my Cal Ripken, because if that's the case, then good grief, it's going to be almost impossible to get 82 cards graded. But yeah, that's a little disappointing. A little disappointing. But all in all, happy. I saw my buddy, I go, yours is better than mine, but mine's vintage. So, man, for being vintage, It's pretty good. Now, I missed this one thing I was excited about getting. Also, Topps on demand. I have not opened this. It's 3D cards of this year. So it's basically you're buying a pack for 20 bucks, I think it is. I just bought some minis off of the same thing. And there's a chance to get autos in it and all that stuff. But very slim. Very hard to get. Have not opened them. They even feel like, I don't know if y'all got the old 3Ds from back in the late 80s, early 90s, Sport Flick. There's a company that had ones on a stand that I have, like a Mike Piazza of, and a few wrestling ones of. But they have that feel to it. It's kind of weird. So, alright, so I got Charlie Blackman, and I'll sleeve, or see, this is what I'm talking about with that cup right there. That's the new cup. And I know it's hard to see the 3D, but it's 3D. They popping out at you. So far, so good. I got a Mookie Betts. I didn't look at the checklist very well. Jose Barreras, their all-star off the Twins. Hall of Famer to become. 5 years after he decides to hang him up. Which I'm surprised he didn't. Has he already retired this year? I know, like Maurer did the other day, which I wish he would have announced it before the season, because Maurer is one of those guys that should have got like the Chipper Jones and Derek Jeter send off at all the fields, at all the home games, last games at stadiums. He's one of those guys. Oh, wow, this is a little bit different here. So I guess these are specially 3D cards. It says at the bottom 3D. Oh, it's in motion. Okay. There you go. Wow, they got the Sport Flick. That was my favorite, one of my favorite cards. Sport Flick, just because of that. Jack Flaherty. Altuve. Oh, woo! And if you already see that last card, I did pretty well, I gotta admit, because I think you get different cards in every pack. It's just like buying a pack. Ozzy Albies, rookie card of the 3D. Laying down a bunt. Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool, huh? Ah, that's good stuff. I was really excited for this one. So stuff, I got these last couple weeks ago. I've been holding on to them for this break. I've been waiting for this PSA. So, man, if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. This is a learning experience for me. I'm learning a little bit with you. As always, hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, and as always, get to ripping. Get to your local shops and help them out as much as you can. Buy a pack or two, whatever. But I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I enjoyed myself. Until next time, Big Scott 35 Instagram. Just got my tweeter going. Big Scott 35 on the tweets. Big Scott 35 on YouTube. See ya.